all the arguments are over budgets as well. Chrystia Freeland left because she disagreed with budget priorities with the prime minister, who seemed to be putting re-election over building a war chest for a potential battle with the U.S. over tariffs. The French budget is right at the core of the RNP's objection to what President Macron and his centrist policies have put together. And in Germany, there's a huge debate about the use of fiscal stimulus right now, which is very challenged because Germany also has to adapt to higher energy prices, and they also have to figure out how to defend themselves a little bit better in the case of a Trump administration. So it's all about money, Tom. It's all about money.
With immense respect for your decades of work back to financial crisis at the IMF, how does Carl Weinberg interpret American exceptionalism? They got problems, we're different. How do you treat that?
I don't know if we're so different, Tom. You look at the projections for the budget and the good article on Bloomberg this morning about the challenges facing the incoming Treasury Secretary. We have to brace up for our own confrontation with the budget realities, and that's not going to be pretty, either politically or economically, when it happens.
Carl, we're going to hear from the Fed tomorrow. What do you expect? What do you think we should hear? How should we think about this?
Well, we got to think about it. Me and a lot of other economists are of the view that the economy doesn't really need a rate cut now. So either we're going to get one or we're not. But I've been, in preparing myself to kind of imagine what's going on around the table at the FOMC, I dragged out a copy of the transcript of the December 2016 FOMC meeting. And it was such a good meeting. Stanley Fischer was there, keeping everybody honest. But the point was that the decision, the incoming Trump administration's economic promises and theories and assertions as to what it was going to do, they were discussed vigorously at that meeting. And almost every member admitted that they adjusted their dot to take account of the incoming government's fiscal plans, even though publicly their view was, as it is today, that they're not going to do anything based on expected policy changes, but they can only work on actual changes.
What's your theme into next year? What's the high-frequency economics message?
Well, there's going to be two messages, all right? Number one is that even if there were no changes in fiscal policy and government policy, the economy is probably going to run slower in 2025 than it did in 2024, which is a good thing because we're at roughly full employment and we're at roughly full capacity utilization, and we need that space. And the second thing I know I'm going to be writing about is how Trump administration policies are going to challenge that in every dimension. They're going to challenge price stability and capacity use with tariffs. They're going to challenge fiscal stability with tax cuts to begin with and possible spending cuts later, but we don't know how that's going to work out. And they're going to try to reduce the labor force by deporting non-documented workers. So you put that together, there's going to be a lot of stresses on the U.S. economy moving forward, and I think I'm going to spend a lot of time about that.